Mike Awesome was not just a wrestler, he was a human wrecking machine. At over 300 pounds, he flew from the top rope like gravity didn't exist. Fans saw power, fearlessness, and brutality. But behind that unstoppable image was a man quietly breaking apart. In 2007, at just 42 years old, Mike Awesome was found dead in his home. The official cause? Suicide. But questions still remain. What pushed this larger-than-life warrior to such a tragic end? Was it depression, betrayal, career collapse, or something far darker that wrestling never wants to talk about? Tonight, we dive deep into the unnatural and mysterious death of Mike Awesome, a story of fame, pain, and silence that echoes far beyond the ring. Born as Michael Lee Awesomeness on January 24, 1965, Mike Awesome grew up with dreams that were anything but ordinary. From an early age, his massive frame and athletic ability set him apart. Wrestling trainers quickly realized that this was no normal heavyweight. Mike could move like a cruiserweight, leap like a gymnast, and hit with the force of a car crash. His early years in independent promotions were filled with brutal matches, countless injuries, and a hunger to prove himself in an industry that rewards pain more than talent. Even then, friends noticed something troubling. Mike was quiet, introverted, and carried emotional weight that never seemed to leave him. Mike Awesome truly became a legend inside ECW, where violence wasn't a style, it was a requirement. As ECW World Heavyweight Champion, Mike delivered some of the most dangerous matches ever recorded. Chair shots, table crashes, high-risk dives from impossible heights. Every match took something from his body and his mind. While fans celebrated the carnage, Mike paid the price in silence. Chronic pain, concussions, and untreated injuries piled up. In ECW, there was no long-term medical care, no mental health support, and no safety net. The ring gave him purpose, but it was also slowly destroying him. Mike Awesome's controversial jump from ECW to WCW shattered relationships and damaged his reputation. Lawsuits followed. Promises were broken. Creative humiliation inside WCW, being reduced from a monster champion to embarrassing gimmicks, crushed his identity. Wrestlers close to Mike later said this period broke him emotionally. For a man who lived for respect, being laughed at on national television was worse than any physical injury. When WCW collapsed and WWE released him shortly after, Mike found himself discarded by the industry he sacrificed everything for. Outside the ring, Mike Awesome's life was unraveling. Financial problems, legal battles, custody issues, and isolation consumed him. Friends noticed he withdrew completely. Phone calls stopped. Appearances vanished. Like many wrestlers of that era, mental health struggles were never openly discussed. There was no therapy, no counseling, only silence. Painkillers, emotional numbness, and despair became constant companions. The warrior who once terrified opponents was now fighting a battle no one could see. On April 28, 2007, Mike Awesome was found dead in his Tampa home. Authorities ruled the death a suicide by hanging. No foul play was officially reported, but the wrestling world was stunned. A man known for surviving hell inside the ring was gone, quietly, suddenly, and without warning. Some questioned whether the industry's neglect played a role. Others wondered if years of head trauma and untreated depression pushed him beyond the point of return. The truth died with Mike Awesome, and the unanswered questions remain. Mike Awesome's legacy is complicated. To fans, he was a pioneer, a heavyweight who redefined what was physically possible. To fellow wrestlers, he was a cautionary tale of how the industry chews up its warriors and leaves them broken. His death was not just a personal tragedy, it was a warning. A reminder that behind every larger-than-life persona is a human being with limits, emotions, and breaking points. Mike Awesome didn't die in the ring, but the ring took everything from him. His story is not just about death. It's about neglect, silence, and the cost of entertainment. As fans, remembering Mike Awesome means more than celebrating his matches. It means acknowledging the pain behind the performance. Because legends don't always fall in front of the crowd. Sometimes they disappear quietly, and the world only listens after it's too late.